Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in once again. Today we've got quite a shocking and long-awaited development to talk about, one that has caught the attention of people both here in South Africa and abroad. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay with me till the end of this video so you can hear where this news came from and even verify it yourself if you'd like to. Now, imagine living freely for 40 years after committing one of the most disturbing crimes imaginable, crimes against children. Well, that's exactly what happened in this case. A foreign man who had been on the run for over 4 decades was finally tracked down and arrested in Cape Town. Authorities describe him as someone who has been evading justice since the early 1980s. He had allegedly left his home country after being accused of child exploitation, and ever since then, he's been hiding in different places under false identities, until South African law enforcement finally caught up with him. According to police officials, the man was living a quiet life under an assumed name in a Cape Town suburb. Neighbors described him as a quiet, polite, and somewhat secretive man who kept mostly to himself. He reportedly told people he was a retired teacher, but investigations later revealed that he was wanted in connection with serious crimes involving minors in his home country. Authorities there had issued a warrant for his arrest years ago, but due to changes in international databases and older record systems, his case slipped through the cracks for decades. It was only after a joint effort between South African authorities and Interpol that the man's real identity was finally confirmed. The operation reportedly took months of coordination and cross-checking international records. According to a police statement, DNA testing and fingerprint comparisons were key to identifying him as the same suspect wanted abroad for child abuse-related crimes. Once everything lined up, local authorities moved in and arrested him quietly at his home without any resistance. Now, what's truly surprising to many is how he managed to live in South Africa for so long without raising any major red flags. It's believed he entered the country legally many years ago and later blended into society using false documents. Investigators say he might have worked small jobs here and there and lived off savings from his earlier years. Some reports even suggest he did volunteer work with community groups, which makes the whole situation even more unsettling when you think about what he was actually hiding from. The Department of Home Affairs has confirmed that they are working closely with international partners to review how he obtained his documentation and whether anyone locally may have helped him secure false papers. They also stated that this arrest highlights the importance of tightening verification processes to prevent people with serious criminal backgrounds from slipping into South Africa undetected. Meanwhile, his arrest has raised a lot of conversations online about how many other fugitives might be living quietly within our communities, hiding from justice elsewhere. Many South Africans have expressed shock, saying they never imagined someone with that kind of past could just blend in among ordinary citizens for so long. Others have called it a wake-up call for authorities to increase background checks, especially for foreigners applying for residency or long-term permits. According to sources close to the investigation, the man is currently being held in a secure facility while extradition proceedings are underway. His home country has already filed a formal request for his return to face charges there. However, South African law requires that all legal and human rights procedures be followed before any extradition can take place. This means it could still take weeks or even months before he's officially sent back. What's also interesting is how the case became active again after so many years. Apparently, a cold case unit abroad reopened the file as part of a larger review of unsolved child exploitation cases. When they ran old fingerprints through new systems, a match came up in South Africa's database, which led investigators straight to his door. The collaboration between agencies has been praised as an example of how modern technology and international cooperation can finally bring long-lost fugitives to justice. Locals in his Cape Town neighborhood said the arrest was quiet but shocking. One resident said she saw plainclothes officers arrive early in the morning, and within minutes the man was escorted out calmly in handcuffs. She said she never suspected anything unusual, describing him as someone who kept a low profile and only came out occasionally to buy groceries. While the case has stirred heavy emotions, some have also used the moment to commend law enforcement for their persistence. As one police official said, "Justice might take time, but it never disappears." And that's exactly what this case represents, that no matter how long someone hides, the truth eventually finds its way to the surface. Now, if we're being honest, this whole situation is both disturbing and oddly cinematic. 40 years on the run, that's longer than many people have been alive. You'd think after all that time he might have tried to change his life completely, but clearly, the past always has a way of catching up. I guess this guy learned that lesson the hard way. Before we wrap up, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay updated on real and verified South African and international news like this. And if you're wondering how to spot such fugitives, don't stress, most of us can't. The only thing we can do is stay informed and stay aware of who's in our communities. And on a lighter note, I must say, this man managed to avoid detection for 40 years. If only people put that same effort into renewing their driver's licenses or keeping their ID cards up to date, maybe we'd all be a bit more efficient. But jokes aside, this case is a serious reminder of how justice might take its time, but it's never truly lost. All images used in this video are for illustration purposes only. Sources: News 24, ENCA, Cape Argus, and SAPS Media Brief.